Hello everybody, we should be live now. Just give me a couple of seconds to sort out myself with the stream so I can see your comments, because your comments are always important to me. A couple of seconds to sort out myself. Okay, so we're live now, and this is going to be a forecast for the full moon in Virgo happening at 2nd of March, at least for me, guys. Around the globe, and I'd like to take a few moments here just to thank you to all of you for all the support you're showing me recently here on my Facebook page and on my YouTube channel, and it's remarkable, and I really want to thank you about that, guys, because I haven't expected it, you know, and it warms my heart. So yeah, this is what I like to say for the start, and at the end of the stream I will take a couple of questions, 3 questions, and I will answer to them by pulling a tarot card. But before that, let's jump to the forecast. Now we are going from Aries to Pisces, so that will be, we are gonna read for the star sign in order, and that will be the usual 5-card spread. First card will express the topic or the theme of the moon cycle for that sign. The second card will express the challenges for that sign during the cycle. The third card expresses intentions. And this is what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to pull out those 3 cards first, and I will talk about them. Because they are kind of connected, you know. They reflect the physical aspect of this moon cycle for the sign. The 4th card is going to be the lesson which the sign is going to learn during this lunar cycle, and the 5th card is going to be the energies that will support the subject during this lunar cycle, which means that the 4th and the 5th card reflects the emotional, or rather the spectral aspect of this lunar cycle, and that's why we're going to read them separately from the first 3 cards. So now I'm shuffling, and we will go to Aries first. Judith, the questions will be taken at the end of the forecast, not right now. So keep it up with your question. I mean, keep it in your mind, and after I'm done with Pisces, you can write it here in the comments. I will select couple or maybe 3 questions, and I will answer to them. Okay, so Aries, the theme for them is going to be the Sun card. The challenge card is going to be the Ace of Wands. The intention wise is going to be the 6 of Wands. Lesson that they need to learn, that will be the 5 of Wands. And then we have the energies Empress card. So first things first, guys, a lot of fiery energy, which means that for Aries, this particular cycle will be all about action. And whoa, man, what kind of action we're talking about? Because the Sun card expresses or kind of reflects the theme of the period, and everybody knows that the Sun card is very positive card. As a matter of fact, is one of the most positive cards in the tarot deck from all 78, and the Sun card reflects making peace, especially with those people which we are really on edge with, as well as the Sun card expresses natural unfoldments of certain situations, which means that you don't have to give too much effort into it. And that is why we have the challenge card here with the Ace of Wands. You don't have to struggle, you don't have to embark with creative chaos, with constant fluctuation, guys, with your activities, and as well, you know, constantly pushing, because as I said, the situation will unfold naturally. I'm not saying that you don't have to put any efforts here, just on the contrary, but they should not be a frantic efforts. I mean, you need to be very determined and one second. You got to be very determined and know what you're doing. The Sun card also shows monetary success. So if you are expecting payment, if you are expecting certain raises in your career, then that most likely is going to happen during this particular period of time. And if you're not frantic about your performance, either into your career or into your relationship, you will bear fruit. What I mean is, we have the intention card here, and as an intention, you guys need to show how capable you are, or rather, you should not be shy about showing how capable you are, because the Six of Wands is a card showing that one is rewarded and accoladed for the great effort they have put it into a certain thing. Okay, so in that regard, you need to be very proud of your advance. And also the Six of Wands is milestone. So you need to how can I express it? You need to aim to finalize a certain stages of your project. You should not be all or nothing into your things, but instead of try to sustain into one position, or kind of like try to reach a certain most safe position in this particular cycle for your relationship, for your career, or your connections with friends, etc., etc. But the most important thing here, as I said, guys, is aggression. Do not be aggressive, do not be frantic, and as well, do not be chaotic, because it is very likely that when you see that things are happening to you with these three cards here that we do have, as soon as you see the things happening for you, you will push more and more and more and more, wanting more results, faster results, you know what I mean, wider results. And I mean, the results can be as big as they can be, that you cannot trespass a certain boundary, and that's why you got to be happy from the about the achievements you will reach at that particular period of time, because there will not be a milder thing. Okay, and then the second card, then the fourth card, excuse me, will be the lesson you need to learn, and that will be the Five of Wands. And that card, as the lesson shows, that you have to be open for surprises. Okay, you should accept surprises in your life, not as or into your things during this lunar cycle, not as something that will obstruct your advance, but rather something that will give you additional options available. And especially when this is about interacting with other people, by you doing it, so as you can see, everybody is pulling in their own direction here. That means that you may face small, petite opposition when you start interacting with other people, or with a particular person which is involved into your situation. That should not discourage you guys here with the Five of Wands, because a common ground can be found, and when found, you both will advance into that direction. And last card for you, Aries, that will be the energies with the Empress. Needless to say that these are energies of fertility. Okay, that's first thing. Second thing is energies of calmness. You will be very calm taking decisions. You will be very mature about tackling with certain situations, where every time when you have a situation, especially when that situation involves crisis, you will be but the most calmer person there out the field, with the most balanced judgment, most mature one, and that will make a severe impression. Especially talking about career, you will make a severe impression in front of your supervisors, bosses, you name it. So that was for Aries. Now let me shuffle and we can go to Taurus. By the way, don't forget, guys, to listen as well to your rising sign, which is ascendant sign, which some people knows it under that kind of description, ascendant sign, and as well moon sign. And if by chance you have missed your sign, then there will be a playback of that video, either here on my Facebook page or at my YouTube channel. Although I advise you to use the YouTube channel, because there will be a timestamps there and you can navigate really quickly and easily. Thank you, Amy. Greetings from Sofia, Bulgaria. I gladly like it, Cecilia. I gladly like it. We are on Taurus, Gloria. We're just starting Taurus. So for Taurus, the first card, that will be the Ace of Pentacles. The second card is going to be the Devil card. The third card is going to be the King of Wands. So we have the theme of the lunar cycle, the challenges of the lunar cycle, and then we have the intentions of the lunar cycle. Then we have the lesson from the lunar cycle, that will be the Page of Cups. And at the last, we have the energies of the lunar cycle, that will be the love card, guys, Ace of Cups. Okay, let's put these aside for now and let's focus on the first three cards, which reflects the material aspect of that lunar cycle. So for what it seems, the Ace of Wands, the aces are always new beginning. That also may be taken as a new beginning card. However, the Ace of Pentacles, if new beginning, then it's a slowly developing new beginning. Although it's a slowly thoroughly taught and deliberated new beginning. So you will be very harmonious with the things you will do during this lunar cycle. Not to mention that this card is usually associated with money, wealth, etc. And when we talk about wealth, that doesn't mean that necessarily have to be money, guys, because everybody everybody defines wealth in a different way, many different gazes. For some, wealth is love, for others is family, for third is money, for fourth is health. It does depend what you define for the word wealth, and you will have it. Now, the problem here for you, Taurus, however, as a challenge is we do have the Devil card, guys, and Devil card in that particular case speaks for dominions, in a sense that you will become very, very powerful when you obtain that particular wealth. It could be, as I said, your new job, it could be your new love, it could be, I don't know, it could be a winning of a lottery, you know. The point is that you will become very powerful obtaining that particular wealth. And the good side is that you will be very harmonious, especially when we're talking about connections and relationship. Everybody will want to be on your side, obviously, because you will possess a certain power. But it is very easy to misuse that kind of power, guys, and it is where you may be slip down the precipitous slope if you give yourself away, being succumbed by that kind of temptation to truly use that particular power. So you need to have a very acute self-awareness and self-control not to abuse and misuse that particular, you know, weapon, power, you name it, that is given to you. So what you can do, we are going here to the intentional card for you, Taurus, is first and foremost, King of Wands is always about maintaining positive outlook, positive view upon your future. And second of all, you need to think wider. I mean, you need to place in front of yourself great challenges, because the King of Wands is a typical card where one have a very high expectations if it is revealed as a person. But here, as an intentional card, you need to have a high expectations from yourself. So it's kind of like we are having a self-critic here. You need to have saying, for example, okay, I have that wealth, I have, for example, my new relationship, I have, for example, my new career. What I'm going to do with that? I mean, how I'm going to improve my life, my circumstances with that additional thing, which is granting me a great source of power. And it is something you need to answer to yourself, guys, because we are going to the fourth card for you, which is the lesson. And this particular lunar cycle will teach you how to stop being clinged into the minor details of your situations around you. You will start experiencing more joy, first of all, from the small things, for the small things in life. Not to mention that with all that new addition to your arsenal, you will start thinking much more creatively, being more focused on the grand scheme of things instead of the small and minor details of your surroundings. And last but not least, with this card as a lesson, guys, is that you will realize that your position does not fit on your situation right now. In other words, you can sit in a much higher position, and that will make you do a very critical assessment of oneself and of one position that you are sitting at. And last but not least, we are having the energies and Ace of Cups. These energies will fulfill your heart with joy. As a matter of fact, that will be such kind of joy, guys, that it will transcend your daily reality. So no matter what happens, you will end up very, very happy, very satisfied. And as a matter of fact, as an energy, this card shows that whatever happens, guys, it will push aside some of your issues, which will become completely irrelevant to your further advance. Now let me shuffle and we can go to Gemini. By the way, if you want to receive such reports personalized for you, make sure to visit my website and you can make a subscription there for such a reports, guys. They are usually given before the lunar cycle, in case I'm not that much occupied, but the very least at the lunar cycle day, they will be fetched to you. Thank you, Adriana. Thank you for your feedback. By the way, guys, your feedback, either good, bad, or positive or different, excuse me, it is always welcome. But if you are going to give any critics, at least make them constructive, you know, so I can learn from them. You're welcome, Eva. You're welcome. Okay, so let's see what we got for the twins. The High Priestess is the theme of the lunar cycle for Gemini, and then we do have the Emperor, which is the things to overcome. And here I would like to say a few words, guys. The Emperor is one of the cards which is a lot to be overcome, but in your case we do have an elemental disbalance, which means that it will not be that severe in your case, so you can release your breath now, okay? And the third one is going to be intentions. That will be the Ten of Swords. The fourth one is going to be the lesson you need to learn. That will be the Chariot card. And the last we have the Energy card, which is the Justice. Okay, so we have 4 major arcana, very major cycle for Geminis. And the material aspect of that cycle, guys, is taking on a new direction in life, in a sense where the direction needs to be fully controlled by the Gemini. It does look like that some situations in your life, and at least until now, are taking out of control. They are now very uncomfortable, and if you go on pushing them, they will become calamity. You don't want calamity in your life. That's why we have the challenge here as the Emperor. You need to look around what kind of direction in your life stays fully within your control. And as an intentional card, having the Ten of Swords, in that particular case, guys, through a very careful deliberation with your inner voice and inner guidance here through the High Priestess and listening to your intuition, you need to define which ties you need to cut off, you need to break off, so you can dispose yourself from heavy noxious burdens which are lying on your shoulders as you are hitting the rock bottom otherwise. And as you are hitting the rock bottom, there is no other way but upwards toward the broad, toward the crest of your dreams, if we may say it that way. 1 second, just to remove one thing here. Okay, so what you can do is sit and listen to yourself. I mean, nobody can give you the answer. What I'm talking about is that if you deliberate with other people, they will give you opinions, but they cannot truly feel your situation, because the High Priestess is one of the soul cards. And in that particular case, you need to listen what your soul require, okay? Even if your material state does not demand or it demands to you to stay tight with these kind of, it could be a relationship, as I said, or a situation, circumstances, etc. You don't have to, guys. And the only answers you can find is through listening yourself and your intuition. And that's why we do have the Ten of Swords here as an intentions. It is excuse me, it is because it's going to be very, very hard in a sense of guilt for you to detach from those people or those situations. Let me give you one example, because when people see Ten of Swords, they freak out. But in that particular, well, Ten of Swords, for when it falls into bad position, for example, if it was the second card, then there was something you could have been scared of. But Ten of Swords as an action, not as an event, but as an action, is a card where you need to make a definitive actions, irreversible decisions, so you can clean some space for newness to come into your life. The difference in between this card and the Death card is that it happens a little bit painful here, because either you have become dependent on those situations, or these people become dependent on you, and that's why it's going to be a little bit painful. But you can totally do it, because you need to force a new era in your life. And that's why we do have the Chariot card, because the Chariot card as a lesson here, guys, is about everything takes its time. Everything takes time to prepare. As you can see here, the Chariot does not move, and the beasts that are driving the Chariot, they are not in motion yet. So the Chariot prepares itself to move on forward, to make advance, to clear road forward. It is associated with triumph and with with victory, but not through being in ties with somebody else. This is a personal this is a personal conquest here. So whatever you are after, these cards are showing, guys, that if you cannot control it on your own, then you probably don't deserve it. That's why you need to find something you can control on your own and push toward that particular thing. For Gemini, and the lesson, of course, is going to teach you that if you have the iron will and determination, and of course you have put enough time to prepare yourself for it, there will be no issue for you whatsoever to conquer any kind of difficulties and to resolve any kind of issues. And the last, we do have the energy card. This is one of the most fairest card as an energy, guys. Basically, I cannot tell you anything else, but you will get what you deserve. You will reap what you have sown, and you will get just as much honesty as you have given honesty. Also, as an energy card, if you are about to sign contracts, then it's a very productive time and a lucrative time for you to sign contracts, guys. In other words, whatever is written in the contract, it will be completely and totally kept like it is a law. So you may expect that the contractor is not going to lie to you. Okay, so now let me shuffle and we can go to Cancer. Hello, everybody. Those who are just tuning in, we're at Cancer. And if you stay to the end of the stream, guys, at the end I will pull a couple of cards for a random people selected that they do have questions. So make sure you stay to the very end. Hello, Meredith. Okay, so Cancers. The theme for you, the topic of this lunar cycle is going to be the Eight of Cups. Then we do have the challenge card, which is the High Priestess. Then we have the intentions, the Fool card. We sense here a new beginning, guys. And then we do have the lesson card, which is the Emperor, and at the end that will be the energy card, which is the Seven of Wands. Okay, so let's go through these first three cards. We are having here a situation that you are going to be involved in during this lunar cycle with the Eight of Cups, which you will find very poignant. Okay, and you will not want to have anything to do with it whatsoever. As a matter of fact, these people who involved you in that situation, made you to contribute into it, they will despite you and totally ruin your trust toward them, which means that you can prepare yourself to lose some so-called trusted companions, which are no longer trusted companions, as well as this card could reflect circumstances in your life that you have expected to be a little bit better. Okay, but why this is happening to you, Cancers? It is because you kind of need to look at a different side of your life, or rather, like, you need to start thinking of starting anew, or adding in a new enterprise into your surrounding here with the intentions card. As the Fool card speaks, this in that particular case, guys, is for you to put up a mask, if you want to say it that way, and experience the world as someone else, because, or try to define yourself, because there is no difference from that, really. And that being said, if you are planning to travel, reallocate, starting a new job, etc., etc., that will be a very, very good month. As a matter of fact, if you are not happy at the place that you're working at, searching for a different job probably will bring a great results for you. Why we do have, however, here the High Priestess as a card of challenge, it is because as a challenge card, you will have a very hard time, guys, believing in yourself. That will be the problem here, or believing in the inner voice which is talking to you. That small thing you have as an emotion, as a feeling before something happening, telling you, no, this isn't right to be done, you know, you shouldn't be there, or it's kind of like you shouldn't say that, etc., etc. Or when, for example, your boss gives you a task, that little voice within you may say, you are not for that thing, man. I mean, you gotta find something that really cherishes you, and a job which will be more grateful for your efforts, etc. So you Cancers have to have the courage. You need to obtain that courage to believe more in your intuition, because it does look like you have it. It is just you have placed it in the back of your mind for some reason, and you are going totally toward an emotional disappointment here, because I know that you have done something wrong, guys. It is just it can't go as better as it can go, you know, and you cannot achieve it any way better. That should not discourage you again, because there are more things for you to look out forward, and you just need to look around yourself, or kind of like glance upon those things. And we're having the lesson card here. That will be the Emperor, and the Emperor as a lesson shows you guys that responsibilities, taking a responsibility is a great thing, but only when you do have total control upon those responsibilities. If something isn't going the way you want it to go, ask yourself, am I the only one altering it? You know, is this thing depending entirely on me, or there is a third force or a second force which is altering the outcome? And if there is such, then there is no point for you blaming yourself. It is just only thing you can do is hoping for a better perspective, which will come as soon as you are able to detach yourself from emotional disappointment here, because the things are not going the way you are expecting them to go. And last card pointing up the energies, Seven of Wands. You will be very, very resilient during this particular time. As a matter of fact, you will be amazed, guys, how many shits you can take on and still standing. And especially when people were trying to provoke you, people were trying to dispute and put a controversy on your way, you will be able to deflect every single attack. So you may be kind of like comforted that your things, your possessions, your positions as well are safe and sound, and nobody can touch them even if they want to. So let me shuffle now, and we will go to Leo. Okay, the Lions. Well, we have the High Priestess again, and do I do refill shuffle, guys? So Lions, the first card, which is marking the topic, that will be the High Priestess, and the second one is the Nine of Swords, which is the challenges you need to overcome. The third one is intention-wise, guys. That will be the Knight of Wands. The fourth card, which is the lesson you need to learn, that will be the Fool card. And the third one is going to be energies, the Empress. So not a major month, not a major cycle for you. As a matter of fact, that will be a cycle of, how can I place it in words, of regret. Regret in a sense that, guys, you have something that will emerge beneath the surface from your past, which you will find it quite poignant, and somehow you will not be able to pull it out of your mind, and you will think it over and over and over. Yeah, during this cycle. And as a matter of fact, if you don't have the inner strength to believe in yourself, you may find yourself quite lost in these thoughts. So what is important here is to define the root of the matter. Are you afraid that you will not do the same mistake again? Is this the reason why you're feeling upset about it when it starts happening, guys? It will come most likely suddenly. Something may provoke that kind of memory of yours, you know, but you need to define, was this my fault? And second of all, am I having same kind of situation where I can repeat the same mistake back again? Okay, because this, as a challenge card, the Nine of Swords, is pointing, is saying misdirection, or is expressing misdirection. And it's misdirection because you are worrying about something you have no control upon, in the sense that you cannot fix it anymore. You know, past is past. Whatever happened, happened. What you can do now is focus totally on your future. And while you are worrying about something you have no capability to alter upon, something else is starting to develop, which you truly need to worry, in a sense that if you don't take it, it may be that you are losing benefits, you know, or it could be a trouble. It will be different for every single one of you. For some, it will be additional issue or additional problem. For others, it will be an opportunity which you don't want to miss. But if you are buried in the past and you are overthinking it, trying to recapture yesterday, guys, the only thing you're going to lose is tomorrow. So stop blaming yourself. That's the point for Leo. Just stop blaming yourself. Whatever is done is done. You cannot fix it. You cannot bring back the time. Okay, from now, you, intention wise, you can focus totally on the future. And as we do have the Knights of Wands, this is about experimenting what you can do from now on, or kind of like trying out enterprises, guys. Trying enterprises, trying maneuvers, because the Knight of Wands as an intention, it is saying that you are somehow protected from failure during this particular cycle, and you Leo need to use that particular time to experiment what you will need, or kind of like what will be interesting for you to push on, advance moving forward. The only reason why we do have the High Priestess as a theme of the month, it is because that will haunt you. That particular memory is going to haunt you, guys, and while it haunts you, you may put yourself into solitude, deliberating, as I said, upon is this was your fault or not. So it's kind of like a moment of inactivity, or it shouldn't be a moment of inactivity, okay, while the whole memory of that is going to force you or push you to be in a moment of inactivity during this lunar cycle, while you can achieve some things, or at least sort out some issues on your plate during that lunar cycle. So you don't have to sit in bed and being drowned in tears, etc. You need to be more positive about your future, or rather being more succumbed by the future instead of by the past. And then we have the lesson you need to learn, and that will be the Fool card. And in that particular sense, as a follow-up, the Fool card here teaches you that whatever goes around comes around, in a sense that one thing ends, another thing starts. So you always need to seek for a new beginnings if a new tasks or goals, if you are finding yourself deprived from happiness at this very moment, because everybody deserves to be happy, guys. And if you cannot find that happiness in your current situations, obviously you don't have to be in those situations. That's why you need to seek to provoke different situations. Although we do have the energies, and that will be the Empress card. And as energy card, the energy is going to make you very, as I said, calm in one of the previous signs. As an energy card, very calm within. I mean, you will be able to calm your wavering. So that immediately tells me that nobody will know what is going on within you. So you will fight during that lunar cycle, Leo, internal battle within you and your past, and you gotta win that battle. What you can do here is detach yourself completely from your past situation and from your immediate situations, so you can make an accurate decision, mature decision. Okay, so for you, Leo, this is what you are going through during that lunar cycle, guys. I hope you will be able to overcome it rather easily. As I said, for some it will be rather easy, for others it will be with huge impact. It does depend on your personal situation and how you lived in the past. Thank you, Shannon. Oh, you're welcome, Tara. You're welcome. Okay, so that will be Virgo, guys. And Virgo, for you, we do have the theme of the month. That will be the Temperance card. Then we do have the challenges you need to overcome, Eight of Cups. That will be the intention-wise, the intentions, and we have the Knight of Pentacles. Then it will be the lesson you need to learn, Two of Swords, and last, the energy card is going to be the World card. Let's go first through those three cards, and that is a very strong message, guys. Well, how can I place it? You have to be patient, okay? There is no other way to place it. Whatever you have started recently, because this is as a follow-up, as a result of a following up your recent task or whatever you have started recently, okay? Whatever you have started recently is going to be finalized during this lunar cycle, and it's going to be productive. It's going to be successful. The thing is here, however, is that you should not be very extreme with your approach and advance during that thing. As a matter of fact, you have to be a little bit more meticulous with your actions, as your actions needs to be very determined, compassionate, and patient as well. So, as I said, meticulous, because that word kind of combines those three, okay? So, being meticulous about your actions, you will always need to aim to advance rather slow and steady, instead of trying to make 3 steps for one. Because making 3 steps for one, unfortunately, is going to leave you with disappointment here with the Eight of Pentacles, with the Eight of Cups, excuse me. Luckily for you, the disappointment is not going to ruin your task. It is going to make it harder for you to advance it forward, okay? So whatever happens, guys, during this lunar cycle, whatever you have started recently is going to be finalized. The thing is, are you going to go to are you going to achieve it through the easy way or through the hard way? Being impatient means you are going to go for the hard way, and you will experience some setbacks, you will experience some downs, and you will experience some disappointments, also some stalling as well from other people, and misdirection. So be patient, guys, and always aim for information, because we do have the fourth card here as a lesson for you, Virgo. Two of Swords. This is always about information. Don't be way too hasty and frantic upon taking decisions, because the Two of Swords, it is saying that there is a different way you can look at your situation, in a sense that there is more than one way to look upon something, and before you decide what to do, you need to consider all points of view. While you are patient and waiting, the obvious choice for you is going to be presented on its own accord. So you don't have to do much, guys. It's just roll up your sleeves and start toiling, but no kind of like pushing frantically, if you know what I mean. Okay, so for you, Virgo, it's all about careful, thorough job and and work, which I'm sure you can do. But what I like to say here is that as well, with the Temperance card, guys, as a topic and a theme, you will face a lot of different opinions from other people, which are going to aggravate you at start. Okay, but you can pull so much benefit from those opinions, or kind of like so much use from them, and you can implant them into your plan. So try to be compassionate and try to be solid. Try to show solidarity to those people. And last card for you, Virgo, is the World card as an energy card, which says only one thing: your task is going to be completed. The energy tells it that, guys. It's just we have the circle completed with the woman there facing the world naked, which means that you need to be ready to receive a new task afterwards. So expect a major completion during this lunar cycle. Again, how you're gonna get there, it's entirely your choice. You can be frantic and impatient about it, and you will face some setbacks and some problems, or you can be totally in control with the situation, finding the middle path, guys, going without any extreme measures toward that particular goal, and being thorough with your performance. You can get there with no problem whatsoever. Okay, so that was for Virgo, and now we are going for Libra. Judy, I think you are just tuning in time. Okay. Whoops. Libra. Knight of Pentacles is going to be your your topic. Then we do have challenges, which is the Ace of Wands, and then we have the intentions with the Queen of Wands, guys. The lesson you need to learn, that will be the Ten of Cups, and the energies are going to be the Two of Pentacles. First of all, there will be a lot of activity during this lunar cycle, Libras. You will have a lot of things to deal with and that will be only positive things. As you can see here with the Knight of Pentacles, I like to see that card as a person scaling value and trying to figure out how to plant that value into the empty field, so it can be sown after, it can be reaped afterwards with the greatest benefits possible. So in that particular sense, the Knight of Pentacles shows that you have to be truly convinced within yourself that you know what you truly want, in a sense that whatever you will do during this lunar cycle, Libra, it will happen. So I hope you know what you want, and I know what I hope you know what you're doing. But in the grand scheme of things, guys, this card shows that your efforts will truly bear fruits, and as well they need to be again determined and compassionate in the same time, which means meticulous. So leave nothing to the chance, Libras, but instead put a hard work into your deeds. Do not slack, guys, because slacking is going to play you a very bad jest. Also, as we do have the Ace of Wands for challenges, you don't need anything new on your plate. Okay, you have enough to deal with for what it seems. That will be presented at the start of this lunar cycle, which is 2 days from now, and you totally can be occupied by it to the very end of the cycle. And if you don't be chaotic about it, okay, and you realize that you have everything you need in order to push it through, in other words, you don't need additional qualification, guys, you are not unworthy or kind of like incapable, okay, but you are fully capable, knowledgeable, skillful, etc., to advance with that task, with marriage, for example, relationship, job, work, you name it, that this is in general, then you will be able to do it. And that is a clear sign. Here we have the Queen of Wands, which is a typical business card, or it is kind of revisited as business card, because the Queen of Wands is as a property is a cute business sense. So trust to your business sense, guys, as well as trust to your understanding into the human nature. Whenever someone makes impression into you, go with that impression. You will not be wrong with that. And this card shows that you need to start utilizing people's advantages and disadvantages. In sense, if someone is good at doing one thing, use them for that. Do not send them to do something else which they are totally failing under. Okay, so you will have the luxury here, Libra, to call some shots. So I hope that you will call them very accurately and very correctly, because the query you can shoot down, it is quite severe, guys. It's truly, and that is about the monetary income, for what it seems, with the Knights of the Knight of Pentacles. It will pay off big time. It may not pay off big time here during these couple of weeks, but it will bear fruits a little bit further into the future. You know, that will be the near future, not the immediate one, but the near one. And then we have the Ten of Cups, which is a typical explanation of those three cards, saying that you need to be or you are about to find out, guys, that you can be quite happy with the things you have right now at your plate, and trying to force newness into your life always comes with the risk that something bad could happen, because you cannot have new things only good. You know, you can have as well as very bad things coming up, which are new things. So it is best for you to stay at the place where you are right now, because if you think that the situation is bad, it always can get worse. I can guarantee you that. So be happy of what you have at this very moment and try to utilize it and capitalize on it correctly, because you can, and you haven't exhausted it yet. And when you exhaust it, then by all means, you know, go for new tasks and for new challenges. But right now you don't need that, for what it seems. And last but not least, we have the energies for you, Libra. That will be the Two of Pentacles. Very playful and very adaptable. As a matter of fact, nothing will be able to surprise you. And on top, you will be very agile and versatile, taking on plans and taking on demands or orders from your boss or from your supervisor. Nothing will be able to catch you on surprise here. You will have a very productive lunar cycle working, okay? Okay, so next one, that will be for my King Scorpio. And again, for those who are just tuning in, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the forecast. And in case you're interested in having these forecasts personalized for you, make sure to check my website, and there is a members only section there. You can make subscription for either 1, 3 half 3 months, half a year, or 1 year, where you will start receiving those reports personalized for you via email. It will be video reading as well, so it's not going to be written. I will sit like I will going to sit in front of the camera just like I'm sitting right now, and you will get your results. Okay. So Scorpio, I really cross my fingers for this one. The theme of the lunar cycle, that will be the Seven of Cups. Then we do have the challenges, guys. That will be the Strength card. After that, what will be the intentions? Seven of Wands. The lesson, that will be the Hermit. And last, that will be the energy card, Ace of Pentacles. Very, very abstract reading. What I mean is that that could be related to every single thing in our life, Scorpio. Unfortunately, I can predict with these cards that not much things are gonna happen into our lives during this particular lunar cycle, guys. Apart from that, we may start daydreaming, or we may start scratching some agendas on the sheets of paper. Unfortunately, we will not be able to have the necessary means to follow them. As well as the Strength card here shows that we will face some obstacles along the way with the tasks we are pushing through and we're trying to solve right now at this very moment. And this is exactly what is going to obstruct us to define the new agendas into our life. So you may have an idea, for example, starting private business or getting into new relationship, but something will get into your way, and that is totally normal here with the Strength card, because Strength card is showing perseverance through patience, okay, and endurance through patience, being patient enough to solve the mysteries around you or to solve your daily issues. This is what we are talking about here. Daily issues, totally normal daily issues. For someone is going to be facing expenses, for others is going to be finding time for oneself, etc., etc. But what I can tell you here, guys, is that this lunar cycle will be very happy, from a sense that you will face a lot of humor from the people that are surrounding you, and you will have a very pleasant time if you go out and start spending it with friends, going into pubs with them, you know, having these kind of activities with people which are making you feel happy, or in a sense they have a good sense of humor. What you need to know here with the Seven of Cups, and especially as we do have the Seven of Wands, guys, during this lunar cycle, do not allow anybody, anybody, to tell you you are a fool to think of that, okay? Because you cannot tell, or you cannot know, is your dreams right now fantasies or a seeds growing, okay? They can be either, but you don't know right now. So you do not allow anybody to give you a direction in your life. You don't allow anybody to tell you what is possible and what is impossible. You are the one who define what is possible and what is impossible, okay? So again, allow yourself to dream. Pull out a dictionary, or a dictionary, I mean, kind of like a sheet of paper, you know, textbook, and start writing down your goals, or the goals that will come up in your mind during this lunar cycle. Because as I said, you cannot know which one is fantasy or a seed growing, okay? And the lesson you will learn, guys, that will be the Hermit card. And the lesson is that you have to be very intelligent and wise about taking on new directions in your life. As a matter of fact, that card shows that if you truly want to find your path, and I mean your path, You have to find it on your own. Nobody can point you a direction. No a tarot reader, nor a astrologer or numerologist or etc. They can give you potentials you can unfold, but your personal path, your reason to be on this world can be found only by yourself. And that's why this cycle is all about you finding what your soul truly needs. As well as this card is showing that you will start learning how to examine your true emotions. Maybe you are feeling right now confused about what you feel within you for certain people or for certain situation. Well, don't you worry, during this lunar cycle it does look like that you will learn how to define your feelings and your emotions. But once the cycle is over, the Hermit shows, guys, that you will take on a direction where nobody will be there to applaud you. In other words, nobody will understand you why you have taken that direction, but you will know that this is, as a matter of fact, a direction you have needed to take because it was your direction. And the energies here that we do have, that will be the Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles is showing Scorpio that regardless of how this period of time will go forward, you will still have income, you will still have something to support you, and you will maintain harmony in between the people around you and in between you and your situation, and you will be able to sustain your positions quite strong as well. Okay, so now let me shuffle and we go to Sagittarius. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I hope you enjoy these readings, But you need to know that reading in general and reading in private with questions is very, very different. Because I'd like to stop for a second and say a few things, even though the books are saying that tarot cards has meanings, etc. Meanings is only one dimension of the card. The card also have a lesson you need to learn and conditions that needs to be kept in order the meaning to come true. That's why tarot reading is best reading when you do have a questions, okay? Because the card needs to be connected into something, and that is the question. For general readings, you can say just so much, it's kind of like I can talk you whole day, for example, for one card, but that may not resonate at all with your question if the question isn't given to the card itself. So Sagittarius, the first card which is marking up the theme of the month, that is going to be the Page of Wands, and then we do have the King of Swords, guys, as a challenges. It does look like that you will face someone who is oppressing you or someone who is not sharing, your wishes or your ideas of how one thing needs to be approached, and you will feel very oppressed, as I said, and obliged to do something you don't want to do. But we will get to that in a second. The third card is going to be the intentions you need to have. That is the Nine of Swords. Then we do have the lesson, 10 of Pentacles, and last but not least, that will be the energies, Page of Swords. Guys, yeah, that will be a dirty work you need to do during this lunar cycle, because how can I place it? It's kind of like it is something substantial you need to do, where you cannot be as creative as you usually are, I mean, you just need to follow certain rules and certain agendas, certain established standpoints and convictions as well, and in order to continue on working, for example, for the same company or being with the same person. And that is necessary, that is substantial. So pick up yourself together as an intentional card here and just get over it. It's just get it done and forget about it, okay? This is one of the cycles where you will be annoyed and aggravated that you have to do these unpleasant things, but somebody has to do them, and in this somebody, unfortunately, in that particular case, guys, is you. Okay, so what I can tell you here is that if you are feeling very smothered down the toe, you can draw from your inner strength, because here the page of wands as a theme, it is showing how strong you will find yourself being in that particular cycle. And it is very likely here, guys, that you may receive certain information from that person which comes as a challenge. So this person is going to break your understanding, let's say, or perception. And that doesn't necessarily need to be a bad information. Okay, the problem is that it's going to change your plans. So this is what you're going to have here, Sagittarius, changing over plans which you haven't been expecting, and you need to take on a responsibility on going further with the new plan, which is not created by you but by this person here. And unfortunately, that person is striving for power. Now that person, it is very insistent, very a person of a great authority, person who knows how to make people do things, and he holds, unfortunately, the strings here, and you have to do what he tells you. So how much challenge you will face, it does depend how much you're going to oppose that person, and the more you oppose them, the more challenge you will face. And ultimately, at the end, you will still end up doing whatever they want you to do. So you just, as I told you guys, just get it done, get over it. You may be able to do it for a couple of days and have the rest of the lunar cycle totally for yourself, doing whatever you want to do. But you need to get the job done, and that is the bottom line here. And the lesson you need to learn, that will be the 10 of Pentacles. And a lesson is that you will do all that, for what it seems, to regain back a greater trust in that person, okay? Or having them as a leverage afterwards, so when you need them for something, you can say, yeah, but I did that for you, didn't I? So now you need to give me back the favor. So it's all about getting up a new tool in your arsenal, or kind of like giving a favor so you can ask for that favor later on. And don't be mistaken, guys, this person have the means to alter outcomes. So if you are finding yourself cornered into the future, excuse me, you can call that person which you have done a service or a favor during this lunar cycle and tell them, look, I have a problem. And he will tell you, great, so I resolve problems. And he is going to resolve your problems totally. Also, not to mention that he is probably going to pay you more than you have expected. And last but not least, we are having the energies here with the Page of Swords. As an energy card, guys, as soon as you are succumbed by that understanding that you have to do that particular job, you will have no problem jumping into it. As a matter of fact, it all comes to that being in peace, humbled with the circumstances. And as soon as you become humble with the circumstances, the energy kicks in where you will make a flawless performance, like nobody else could have done it, because the Page of Swords is about being clever. It is about being very repartee. It is about being very versatile regarding the circumstances, and finding the best possible approach toward one issues without any problem whatsoever. Okay, so now as we are finished with Sagittarius, yeah, that was Sagittarius, we can go to Capricorn. Thank you, guys. I hope you like my methods of reading. I mean, it's just how I do readings in general. Okay, so Capricorns, your topic of the lunar cycle, that will be the moon card, guys. And then we have the challenges, that will be the hangman. And from I don't even have to turn over the rest of the cards. That will be a cycle of waiting, feeling very insecure, feeling like nervous about no about nothing happening around you, about not getting what you want, you know, about not getting the unfoldment you want. Don't worry, Capricorns, everything will sort out because we have the hangman. And hangman is always a card test of patience. It is always a card where you cannot do anything because it's right now beyond you, but the skies darken is going to be put on light again and everything will be sorted out, guys. Maybe not in the immediate future, but in the short-term future. Then we do have the Six of Cups, which is the intentions you need to have. That will be the judgment card for your lesson, and energies, that will be the Five of Cups. So, as I said, these two cards are showing a very a time of a great, I cannot say even great, but it will be a very nervous time of insecurity that you will feel. However, you ain't going to be insecure in reality. This is just a sense you will have. So you will be rather nervous during this lunar cycle, Capricorns. Probably you will worry about money, or you may worry about your relationship, about your job, about your career. But are those fantasies, guys? Are you not making all these things up, okay? So you got to define that thing for yourself. And the hangman as a challenge, guys, simply says that whatever you do is going to be in vain at this particular time. It's just you need to go with the flow. You need to leave the universe do the things for you, because the universe has its hand right now with these couple of cards. Again, I want to tell you about the moon card. We have a road here going beyond the summit, guys. This road, it is entirely the road you need to take, but because everything is shed with darkness and saturated with kind of like with blackness there, you don't know where you're going toward, and that's why you are feeling insecure and you are feeling nervous. You are feeling aggravated, okay, for the incapability to plan your future, for the incapability to take control upon it, etc., etc. That is because you're not supposed to, because if you right now you take control upon your future, you are going to ruin your future totally. Okay, right now you need to believe the universe, that the universe has the best control upon your future, and it will send you in the best possible direction you can expect. So what you can do then during this lunar cycle, guys, we'll have the Six of Cups, and Six of Cups first of all shows if you have certain ideas, creative ideas, do them. They can be small things, you know, that we're not talking about the things in a large margin, kind of like starting new businesses or new relationship, but kind of you may think about writing a book, or you may think about, you know, having some enterprise with your husband or with your mother or with some friends of yours. All that the card says is that you need to live for today. You need to live for the present, not for the past, not for the future, but for the present. This is the best way you can go through that period of insecurity for yourself, Capricorn, unfortunately. So I can't say even unfortunately, because this card, if you are capable to be positive about your immediate happiness, guys, about the immediate circumstances which can warm your heart. That could be a smile from a stranger, that could be a smile from a child, for example, or just because you have been able to catch up your favorite show today, okay, while you previously couldn't. That should be something you need to look forward to, okay? And that should be something that you need to that you need to make a value of. Otherwise, you will spend the cycle worrying. And the worst thing is that if you worry for something that you don't have a power over, and you don't have, you know, an influence over, there is no point worrying about it. This is a very valuable lesson I learned from the English people when I was working for the English company, because I was working with that that guy there, my coworker, and there was some issue with the project, you know, but we just saw it, and I was freaking out. And he said, "Why are you freaking out?" And I say, "Well, because this isn't happening." He said, "Well, we can't do anything about it right now, you know. Or if we can't do something about it, and when we can do something about it, then I'm gonna worry about it. Right now, I have bigger things or different things that I can actually do something about it, and that's why I'm gonna worry about them right now instead of that thing, which God knows what will be decided in the office." So, lesson, judgment, again, it is something very important coming in your life, and you need to allow the universe to do its thing. Judgment is about blowing the horn of universe. When the horn of universe is blown, everybody is summoned, but only those who listen carefully answers the call, and you will listen carefully. Now, this call could could represent fateful events happening, guys. This call could represent a revelations that you do have. This call could represent as well additional option available that is presented to you. It will be different for everybody, but what I can tell you about this card is that you will never hear this call of salvation if you are not capable to be able to not to be able, but if you're not capable to tackle with your differences. And you need to know that your differences is what making you special for everybody else, Capricorns. It's just that's the truth, guys. And if you cannot be in peace with yourself, then you cannot hear the call that is offering you a salvation. And last but not least, we have the energies for you. Five of Cups. Whatever happens during this lunar cycle, you will not deviate from the path that you have taken. That is the message of the card. As well as if you have experienced any losses there, these losses will not deprive you from your self-respect. So in other words, if your boyfriend breaks with you, then you will be totally aware that that was not your fault and he basically did not deserve you. This is what I meant under not losing your self-respect. Okay, so that was Capricorn, and we can go to Aquarius now. Aquarius's topic of the month, of the lunar cycle, excuse me, that will be the Justice card. And then we do have the Two of Pentacles as a challenges they need to overcome. Then it's going to be the Queen of Cups as the intentions they need to have. Then we do have the lesson they need to learn. That will be the Nine of Pentacles. And last but not least, guys, energies which are going to support you, the Knight of Cups. Okay, so topic of the month, Justice card. It is about a dealing truths, or everybody, or you Aquariuses, will be served a perception. Well, I cannot really express it. Let me think about it. You know, English is not my native, and my native is very different from English, kind of like. So it is kind of like being served a revelation, a truth, being becoming aware of a certain of your situations, realizing that your situations are not exactly what you think they were, but in the same time you will see that they didn't have to be that hard as you make them to be. Okay, so in other words, you will make a total reprioritization of your things, of your resources or your tasks moving on forward, guys. You are going to realize that the tasks you are dealing with and tackle with right now are something you can totally leave for now, and you can attend to different things which are more substantial and vital for your greater future, or for your um, in your further development. And this is where the challenges are going to be: reprioritizing your plan, being adaptable, being playful, guys, realizing that with a solid plan, with a standstill plan, you cannot actually adapt everything that is going on around you at that particular period of time. And the Justice card also says that you will be approached by a certain people, okay? Very, very likely that you will be approached by a certain people, making a pact with them to advance forward with a certain situation. But what we do have here also is the Queen of Cups, and you as an intention wise, you have to be very compassionate. You need to truly connect with other people emotionally, okay? So that also speaks for a lot of friends around you, people that will require your emotional support, and by you giving them your emotional support, you will earn very loyal following. Okay, so that being said, oh, one more thing about the Justice card, how could I forget about that? You Aquarius, in case you have a court issue, that will be served in your favor for what it seems, guys. Basically, if you have been right about what you're demanding, then you can expect that the verdict will be in your favor. Totally. But my point for the Queen of Cups was, guys, that you need to truly feel for other people as well. You need to start keeping up secrets, in the sense that whatever it is shared with you on private, it should stay private. You should not tell it even to your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, kid, or mother, father, etc., etc. So yeah, that is generally your lunar cycle for you Aquariuses. Again, to repeat, in case for those who find it a little bit difficult to understand, justice will be served during this lunar cycle for you Aquarius. You will reap whatever you have sown, either good or bad, and whatever you do and whatever activity you place and efforts you place during this lunar cycle will bear fruits as well. But you have to be very adaptable, and you should go with a plan that can fluctuate from one thing to another. So in other words, you should always have plan all the way to Z. Okay, if one thing doesn't happen, it shouldn't be the last thing you need to. Okay, you need to have a different thing as a plan B and different thing as a plan C. And then when people ask you for support, you need to give them that support, because they will help you great time moving on forward into the future. And as well, Queen of Cups is that you need to follow the feelings of your heart. Whatever you feel needs to be done, you need to do it. Whatever you feel needs to go away, you need to push it away. Whatever makes you happy, you gotta go for it, because no one else is gonna bring it to you, guys. I mean, if you have something making you happy, you need to reach up your grasp and seize it. Otherwise, it's gonna stay there wafting in the air, and you can only watch it, but you cannot touch it. Okay. And then we do have the lesson you need to learn. That will be the Nine of Pentacles. And Nine of Pentacles is about showing a great amount of experience and being very competitive duet performance, especially talking about your career. I do believe that this is mostly career reading for you, Aquariuses, but being very, very competitive. As a matter of fact, you are about to realize that very little people can truly scale with you guys and can truly surpass certain qualities of yours. And that may start thinking of you that you may deserve more, which I have very little doubt about, and will force, or kind of like will make some of you thinking about changing job, or basically changing house they're renting, etc., etc., realizing that they don't have to endure their landlord anymore, their landlord's bullshit anymore. And last but not least, we are having the energies. That will be the Knight of Cups. Knights of Cups as an energies, it is a card showing that putting extreme efforts and hard work is something that will not be able to scare you. You will be ready to truly work for your success, and it is what you are going to do. The only thing you need to be careful about is doing it accountable toward yourself and toward the work as well. As soon as you start doing surreptitious activities, guys, you will ruin everything totally. That will be true disaster, a calamity with a grand scale. So no matter how it looks like, be always honest, be always true, especially toward yourself. And if you think you have been mistreated, have a strong spine, step out for yourself during this lunar cycle, because justice will be served. Okay? And now we are going to Pisces. Last but not least, Pisces, guys. Make sure you stay after Pisces as well, because I'm going to pull 3 people. I mean, you can start giving up your questions after Pisces ends. Not right now, but after Pisces ends. You can start writing your questions, and I will pull, choose in random 3 questions that I will answer by pulling 1 tarot card per question. Okay, so Pisces, 10 of Pentacles, we have a great start for what it seems, guys. Then we do have the 6 of Cups as a challenges you need to overcome. Death card is going to be the intentions. Then we do have the King of Cups as a lesson. And last but not least, energies, 2 of Wands. It's all about you guys being able to, well, that is not the correct thing I want to say. Actually, well, these cards, first of all, let's start with the simple things, okay? First of all, these 2 cards here as a topic and as a challenge tells you that you shouldn't aim way too high, or in a sense you have a delusion about a lucrativity of a certain perspectives. So in other words, this is a mindset you need to overcome. In a sense that not everything which needs to be, not everything that is lucrative should be sophisticated and complex and hard to be achieved. So in that particular lunar cycle, the prosperity for you, Pisces, lies in the simple things, okay? In the things where you don't have to put the hard work, but you need to use your brain. You need to be creative about it. You need to be, what is the word when you surprise with action? Okay, we have a word in our language for that. When you surprise someone with actions. I don't know. So yeah, you have to be that kind of a person, surprising with actions, okay, where nobody saw what you have done. And nobody could have figured it out. Okay, doing it so, guys, you will be able to gain much greater personal independence, which means that people will truly honor your wishes. People will truly honor your personal and private space. Not to mention that you will have great time spending in your family here with the 10 of Pentacles, and as well, many people will start trusting you during this lunar cycle, seeing with how much ease you are capable to traverse just simple opportunities into a lucrativity. Okay. The only reason why we have the Death card as an intentions is about that, guys. Being capable to foresee that you have a skill that with ease you can make money. And you have to define what that kind of skill of yours is. So, which makes me thinking right now, Pisces, is that you are working way harder than you need to. Okay, you're working way harder than you need to, and with the minimum efforts you can make maximum out of money from those efforts. That could be additional thing of yours you can attend to. That could be a different job of yours that you need to do. But that is the thing, guys, regarding your financial stability. You need to make a change here, and the change should be toward the small and minor things in life, because obviously you have an issue and a challenge to see that in the minor things in life, or in something that you are really very creative and you're doing it with ease, there are money to be expected from. Okay, and then we are having the lesson you need to learn during this lunar cycle, that will be the queen, the king of cups. And king of cups is a follow-up to these card shows, guys, that you need to be very professional and emotionally stable, in a sense that you should not give up with your reactions, with your emotions, your mimics, gestures, etc., etc., what you are up to. Okay, you have to be with a poker face, you have to be extremely calm. This lunar cycle is going to teach you on that, as well as this lunar cycle we're going to teach you for better or worse to experience a deep emotions towards somebody or towards someone. So be prepared. That could be a love interest here which is just emerging. When it's going to happen, that is unknown for now, but the energies here are showing the Two of Wands, and the energies are going to constantly place challenges in front of you. Challenges as in a sense of challenges not as an obstacle, guys, but as a point of improvement, where you need to add to your skills. You need to get better and better and better so you can conquer those kind of challenges. And at the end of this lunar cycle, probably I do see you, Pisces, with these cards at the end of the lunar cycle, that you will have additional thing in your arsenal of making money that you can very well capitalize on. I hope you find it. I hope you are not very extremely succumbed to your work, where you have nothing else but that particular job and you don't want to see anything else, because as you can see, guys, the Death card, it is marking a new era, or you can force a new era in your way, earning your money. Okay, so I hope you do that for yourself. Again, guys, this is a general reading, so I cannot cover the whole global population. You need to accept these readings as a potential you can unfold. Okay, should you unfold it or not, that depends entirely on you. For example, if I tell you in a general reading that you will experience love during this lunar cycle if you stay locked up in your home and not making any connections with anybody, nobody will knock on your door. You know, you will stay alone the whole cycle. So these are potentials, and you gotta go for those potentials if you want them to happen. So yeah, that was the tarot forecast for the whole 12 signs, guys. And again, if you find it very helpful, you know, and you want these kind of reports personalized for you this time, you can check out my website. There is a members only section there, and at that section you can make a subscription for 1 month, 3 months, half a year, or 1 year, and you will, as soon as you make that that subscription, after for the next lunar cycle, you will start receiving a report going on forward. So now let me shuffle the cards, and we have 3 questions to pick of, and the questioning starts now. I will not consider any questions given by that time. I told you guys that you need to wait for the Pisces to end and then ask your questions. I am personally a guy who follows rules. You need to know I never break rules, okay? So yeah, when I say that the rule is to wait for Pisces, you need to wait for Pisces. Nothing before that will be taken under consideration. Well, Morgan, that's 2 questions. Let's not be greedy, okay? So Elizabeth asks, will I move soon? Kind of worried. Well, Elizabeth, we have the King of Pentacles for you, and that depends on a person. It does not depend on you. Most likely you will find a funding for that kind of a move from somebody, maybe your husband, brother, father, I don't know, but somebody definitely needs to help. Usually this card comes when you need to draw connections and friends into the matter so they can help you with that move. Yeah, ultimately can happen soon. It does depend how proud you are. If you put your pride in the shelf and you ask for help, you will move soon. If don't, well, you will move whenever you have the money to do so. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Danette asks, what can I expect in the near future? That will be the King of Wands for you, Danette, and this man is going to demand a lot of things for you. That is most likely your supervisor or a person you work with, and they will have a great task, great deal for you, and they will expect a lot, as I said. So they will lift a lot of that kind of a line of performance for you. You can learn a great thing from them, and you can execute a great things from these demands, but you need to know also that they are very, very responsible leaders, and if they give you a task, if that person gives you a task, that means that you are totally suitable to push that particular task. Okay, so you don't have to be afraid. As a matter of fact, when you push it through, there will be a good reward about that. Okay. Well, Joy, how can I get back my ex? These kind of questions I usually don't answer, because what if you're not supposed to? Okay, so you're asking that kind of a question where you want to alter ultimate faith, and that sometimes is counted as a black magic, because this is what black magic do. It does influence circumstances which are supposed not to happen. So I don't answer you may be supposed to reconcile, but you may not be. And asking how can I do it, that's something I would not answer unless it's not in a private reading, because in a private reading you are paying for it, you bear the consequences of receiving that answer, and I am clean for the karma. Okay. Any guidance for career path, Susan? Yeah, Susan, we have the Knight of Swords, and that is most likely you. I'm saying, yeah, that's definitely you. And you need to start taking up decisions swiftly now, Susan. You should not think too much about your decision in your career. You know, you need to go with your intuition, because the Knight of Swords, yeah, it's about logically orientated decisions, but as well which are consulted with your emotions. In other words, your decisions needs to be made in a such way that makes you happy. Okay, you don't have to be cold logically orientated. The cold logic orientated, these are the queens and the king. The knight also have some emotional states as well, as you need to guard your rights. Whenever you feel that you have been mistreated, or kind of somebody is not giving you what you deserve, you need to stand for that, because the Knight of Swords is also someone who stands for human rights, or especially if that regards to the collective, to your co-workers or toward your family as well, etc., etc. So yeah, that was today's guys live show. And again, in case you want a personal reading with me, make sure you check out my website. You can find my services there by scrolling up the front page, or if you want to receive same kind of reports but personalized for you, you can go to the members only section, and there you can make a subscription for a preferable period of time, a subscription period for yourself. If you want on-demand services, you can make sure to follow me at Instant Go application, and you can make your demand on there, on-demand service in there. That being said, guys, thank you so much again for your support in the in the previous, couple of months, etc., etc. I'm trying to rearrange a little bit my my style, so it's a little bit more appealing, and I'm trying to shape up my language as well, so I don't lose myself in words, etc., etc. All that, so I can be capable to bring a clearer messages for you guys. And again, be mindful that with just 5 cards per star sign, I cannot cover up the global population. These are potential in these shows that you can totally utilize, you can totally capitalize on, but if you don't go for, it's not going to happen. Okay, so that being said, I hope that this you accept as guidance. I hope that you can truly make use of that guidance, guys. And with that being said, I am signing out now. Thank you ever so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.